Hey, you alright? Welcome to another video. If you haven't been here before, I am Georgia Jo and this is my channel where I talk all things books. So today I'm actually doing a bit of an unhaul. So I've picked out a lot of books actually. I'm not sure how many there are, but there are quite a few books because they're either ones that I just don't think I'll ever read. They've been on my TBR for a while. I don't really have like an urge to read them. I just feel like there's no point in me having them. And then others are ones that I have read and I'm not that bothered about. Like they were okay books, but I just won't read them again. I'm not bothered about having them on my shelf, so someone else may as well have them. Or the ones that I didn't really like, or some of them are start of a series that I just don't really want to read the rest of the series. There's no point just having one, you know. So yeah, there's quite a few books. I thought let's just go through them. I'm probably going to put all of them on Vinted, and then I'll leave my Vinted down below if anyone wants to buy any. But I think I'll probably leave them up on Vinted for like a month maybe, something like that, and then if they don't sell, I will go and put them in like free libraries or charity shops or something like that. So yeah, let's just go through them. Okay, so this first batch are ones that I have not read, I'm pretty sure. Some of them I bought new, some I bought from charity shops that I just don't want to read. I have no like desire to read them, like I said, and I've just got so many books on my TBR that I really want to read, that I'm looking forward to reading. And then there's just obviously constantly new books coming out, and I just think there's no point in just storing them there, you know. So yeah, let's just go through them. So firstly we have got Vanish by Sophie Jordan. I think this is one that I got from a charity shop that I picked up like 2 for £1 or something like that at a cancer research charity shop, and I'm just not bothered about it. I never think about it, I never go to pick it up. I have no desire to read it. So that is that one. I'm not even sure what it's about. I don't know. So that's that one. Next up, which I think is probably going to be a little bit of a controversial one that I'm getting rid of it without even reading it, but it is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. So the reason I'm getting rid of this is I wasn't a fan of The Love Hypothesis or Love on the Brain anyway, but I heard that, you know, even if you didn't like those two, you might like this one. But I also recently read Bride of Ali Hazelwood's, which is in this pile too, and I didn't massively rate that one. I think maybe Ali Hazelwood's just not for me, and that's okay. So I just think I'm never going to pick this up. I do have it on my Kindle if I ever really have an urge to read it. I think I bought it for 99p 1 month, but yeah, I just don't have a desire to read it whatsoever, so someone else may as well that might enjoy it. So that's Love Theoretically. Next up we have The Girl You Lost by Catherine Croft. This is a thriller. I don't really know where I've got this from. I don't really remember ever buying it, but there's so many thrillers that I want to read that I already own, and I never go to reach for this one. I never even think about it. So again, no point in having them on my shelves. And then we have got Taste Like Shakar by Nisha Sharma. This is one that I got in a blind date, I think, or something like that, like a book bundle or something. And I just don't think I'm ever going to reach for it. I think I'm a little bit over romances, unless they're like ones from authors I already know I love, or they are like continuation of series. I'm probably not going to buy them anymore because I just don't seem to enjoy them. And I think if I am in a romance mood, there are loads on Kindle Unlimited that I can pick up. So yeah, I just think I'm probably never going to reach for it. Someone else might really enjoy it. So that's that one. And again, the exact same thing with this one. Savvy Sheldon Feels Good as Hell by Taj McCoy. I'm just probably never going to pick it up. It's just, it looks like a typical romance. I think the only thing that would make me want to pick it up maybe is it looks like a plus size lead, but I just don't think I'm ever going to reach for it. So yeah, that's that one. And again, the same vibe with this one, Until I Met You by Amber Rose Gill. Again, I think it's like a holiday romance that I'm just not going to reach for, so someone else may as well read it. And this one, Thanks for the Memories by Cecilia Ahern. This was one that I got from a cancer research again, and yeah, I never think about it. I don't ever go to pick it up. I just think, what's the point in having it on my shelf, that kind of thing. So that's that one. And then we have Sorrow and Bliss by Meg Mason. I feel like I'm just going to keep repeating myself, but this is just another similar thing where I just have no desire to read it. I couldn't even tell you what it's about. I don't even know when I picked this up. I think I was just going through a phase where I just like wanted to have loads of books, so I bought loads, which is just so silly. I feel like I'm not in that mindset at all now. So yeah, I just want to like have a good clear out, you know, of books that I'm just not going to reach for. So that is that one. This is another one that I got from a charity shop, and it's Roald Dahl's Switch Bitch. And the reason I picked this up because I was a massive fan of Roald Dahl when I was younger. I read like loads of his books, and I just couldn't believe that there was a Roald Dahl book with the word bitch in it. Like, I was so confused. But so that's what drew me to it. That's what made me pick it up, and it's such a small book, but I don't want to read it. I don't care to read it. I'm getting rid of it. And then this one, Blood Orange by Harriet Tice. Again, I just don't reach for it. I think it's like a thriller. I did read, I'm pretty sure I've read another one of Harriet Tice's books, and I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't like go and reach for it again. In fact, I think I got rid of it in my last unhaul. So yeah, I just have no desire to read it. And this again, these two actually were both ones that I got from a charity shop. The Girl in the Ice by Robert Brinzer. A thriller. I don't know why I picked it up. I think again I was just in a mood where I wanted to buy books, so I went to the charity shop. And Twice Shy by Sarah Hoggle. Same thing, don't know what it's about. I think this one might be a romance again. Love speaks louder than words, it says on the front. So yeah, I think it's just going to be a romance vibe, and I'm just not in the mood for them. Like, rarely I'm in the mood for them. So yeah, that is those two. And then the last two of that sort of similar vein, we've got The Red Monarch by Bella Ellis. I think this was from The Works, and it was like in the like 3 for £6, and like I said, I was in the for a period of time I just wanted loads of books. So I think I ended up buying it in that. I think it's about, I actually don't know. I was about to say I think it's about vampires, but I think that's a different one I'm thinking of. I don't know what it's about. I genuinely no idea, so I'm getting rid of it. And this one I got in a book like box thing, The Odd Wolf, and I didn't realise this was what the book was when I bought it. And yeah, it's just not for me, I don't think. I don't really like the front cover. There is another front cover underneath which I'm also not a fan of, and I just have no desire to read it at all. And I've had it for I think I've had it for like 4 or 5 months now, maybe. I think it was the February like book box that I bought in, and yeah, I just don't want to read it, so I don't want it on my shelf. I'm getting rid of it. Okay, then we'll move on to these two, which I think are the only ones in these piles that I DNF'd, so there's no point keeping them on my shelves. And that is He's My Dark Romeo. Oh, it's just called My Dark Romeo. He's My Dark Romeo, but this isn't a love story. I just wasn't a fan of this. I was just really bored. I think it's also on Kindle Unlimited, so if I ever did want to pick it back up, I could. But I think I picked it up like 3 or 4 times, and I was just really bored with the story. But again, I think that's just because I'm not into romances. I'm just not bothered about them at the moment. So that's that one. And this one is a very recent DNF, and it is Before the Coffee Gets Cold, which I read in my 24-hour readathon that I think was the last video that I put up. So you can hear my thoughts on that, but I just was very bored with this book. So yeah, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, also getting rid of that one. Then we have a whole series that I'm getting rid of, and that is the Never After series by Emily McIntyre. So these books, oh, I nearly dropped them all. I think I gave them all between 2 and 3 stars. Because they were just, I couldn't tell you. I think the first one is like about Peter Pan, or it's like a, you know, contemporary retelling or whatever they call it, about Peter Pan. But the rest of them, I genuinely don't think I could tell you anything about any of them. Crossed, I'm not even sure I've read, to be honest. But the other 4, or the other 3 at least in the middle, I couldn't tell you what they are, what happened in them. I just wasn't a fan. They're just not for me, this series. Yeah, I think I gave them between 2 and 3 stars. I'm also, again, I think they're all on Kindle Unlimited, but I'm not 100% sure with that one. And like I say, I don't think I've read the bottom one, but I could be wrong, but I don't think I have. So yeah, they're just not for me. they're just not for me, and that's okay. So I think someone else might really want the whole series, so yeah, getting rid of those ones. And then this duology by Tessa Bailey, I don't know what the actual duology is called, but it's It Happened One Summer and Hook, Line and Sinker. I listened to both of these, I'm pretty sure, as audiobooks, and I enjoyed them. I think they were just okay romances, but I'm probably never going to pick them up again. And I don't think I've read any other Tessa Bailey books, or I think I've tried maybe a few and just not enjoyed them, so I'm just not fussed about having these on my shelves, you know. I think they were there, they were good at the time when I read them, but I'm never going to reach them again, and I don't have a big like Tessa Bailey collection that, you know, I want a shelf for, so yeah, I'm just not fussed about having them. So that is those two. Then we have Daughter of Darkness by Ali Cole. So I actually bought this last year, I think, and I was going to do a video about reading people's debuts, and it was Ali Cole's debut novel, and I don't think the video even went out anywhere, but I don't remember enjoying this. I'm pretty sure it's a series, and I'm not going to buy the rest of the series, so there's no point having the first one on. I just don't remember enjoying it much, so yeah, there's just no point in keeping it if I'm not going to read the rest, you know. So that is Daughter of Darkness. Then we have the first two in the Knock 'em Out, is it called, trilogy, I think it's called that. Things We Never Got Over and Things We Hide from the Light. Things We Never Got Over, I actually really enjoyed this book. I think I read it a couple of years ago now on Kindle first, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was very much when I was getting into like reading again, I think, and it was one of the sort of first like romances that I read, or at least romances that is like this one. I think it's a single dad romance. And yeah, I actually really enjoyed it at the time, but then I read Things We Hide from the Light, and I remember skimming through a lot of this book because I just found it boring. It was so long, and I didn't really wasn't that bothered about the characters, and yeah, I just found it really boring. This one I probably will never read again. Even though I enjoyed it at the time, I'll probably never read it again. And this one, like I say, I finished it, but I couldn't tell you anything about it because I think I skim read most of it. And the third one, I've heard people say that really enjoyed these two, that they were really disappointed with the third one. So I just have no desire to read it. I'm not bothered about reading it. I'm not that attached to the characters. I couldn't even tell you the names of the characters, so I don't want to buy it and read it. So I don't want to have these two on my shelves, you know, not a completed series if I'm not that bothered about them anyway, you know. So yeah, that is those two. I'm pretty sure it's called Knock 'em Out series, something like that. So the next two we have are a little bit random ones, to be honest. So we've got Midnight Sun by Trish Cook. This one I'm pretty sure I got in a blind date, and I don't massively remember like hating it, but I think it was just there. I wouldn't have picked it up if it wasn't in this like blind date book. So yeah, I'm never gonna reach for it again. I don't remember really liking it, but I don't remember hating it. I'm just indifferent towards it, I think. So that's that one. And then we have Medusa by Jessie Burton. This is obviously Medusa retelling, and it was interesting because I didn't know anything about the Medusa story. I mean, I don't know if it's true, like obviously not true, but I mean, I don't know if it's like true to the sort of myth. Is that what Medusa is? Myth, or the whatever Medusa is. I don't know if it's true to the original story is what I mean, or not. I don't know. The only thing I've ever known about Medusa is she's got snakes for hair. But yeah, it's quite a short book, but I just thought it was a bit boring. I think like retellings are just not really my thing, I don't think, unless it's completely different to the original, like it's a full, you know, reimagining of it. I think when it's just a retelling, I don't know, I just find them a little bit boring. So yeah, I'm never going to reach that one again, so may as well get rid of it. That is Medusa. And then we've only got a few more. So next up we have the Dreamland Billionaires series by Lauren Asher. I'm pretty sure all three of these I just gave like around 3 stars to, I think. There was nothing majorly wrong with them, but again, like I've said a few times, they are romances, and I'm just not really, I think I'm a little bit over romances at the minute. I've not read any of Lauren Asher's other books. I know she's got quite a few series out. I've not read any of the others, but I'm never going to pick them up again. I'm pretty sure they're all on Kindle Unlimited if I ever really did have the urge to pick them up. so I'm just not bothered about having them on my shelves. Also, the third one doesn't match them too, and that's incredibly annoying. So yeah, I'm just not fussed about keeping them, so I may as well get rid of them. That's, like I've said for most of these, very similar vibe. So yeah, that is those three. And then, like I mentioned earlier with Love Theoretically, I am getting rid of Bride by Ellie Hazelwood. I just think it was just a bit odd, this story. And I think, oh, not necessarily odd, but I think it was just very predictable and yeah, just a little bit boring, and it just wasn't for me. It wasn't my vibe. I just don't think Ellie Hazelwood's books are for me in general, which is okay. Yeah, I'm never gonna pick it up again. I wasn't that bothered about it. I think I might have given it like 3 stars maybe, I can't remember, but it's like a paranormal romance and it just wasn't for me. It's not my vibe, so that's that one. And then we have Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. So I know this series is really, really popular, and I read this quite a bit ago and I just can't tell you much about it. Well, no, that's a lie, I can. I'm pretty sure it's set in like a war, and each of them has got like a typewriter that they like magically write to each other or something like that. And there's like a war going on with the gods or something along those lines. I can't fully remember, but I'm not bothered about reading the rest of the series. I probably won't pick up the second one. I think it's only 2 that's out at the minute. It's called Ruthless Vows, maybe. I'm not gonna pick it up. I don't really care to read it, so there's no point just having this one on my shelf when I didn't massively enjoy it anyway. So yeah, that is Divine Rivals. It's a beautiful book. I love the front cover. I think it's really pretty, but yeah, it wasn't for me. Not a massive fan of it. So yeah, that is Divine Rivals. And then last but not least, we've got 2 that I'm not 100% sure I'm getting rid of. Well, I'm definitely getting rid of one, but it is the first and the third one in the Broken Hearts trilogy, I think it's called, by Stephanie Garber. So the first one is the one that I'm not 100% sure I'm going to get rid of or not yet. But I wasn't a massive fan of this series in general. I really enjoyed Caraval, so I thought I was going to really love it. But it just wasn't for me. I wasn't a massive fan of it. I couldn't really tell you much what happened in it either, to be fair. So yeah, I'm thinking of getting rid of it. And then we've got A Curse for True Love, which is the hardback, and this one's definitely going because I don't have the hardback in this. So even if I end up keeping this is going anyway, because I don't want, you know, 1 paperback, like 2 paperbacks and 1 hardback. So that one's definitely going. So that one's the third one in the series, so that's definitely going. But I haven't read the second one yet, which is called Ballad of Never After, I think. So I have actually got it out at the library, so I'm gonna read the Ballad of Never After first, the like copy that I got from the library, and then if I enjoy it, I'll buy a copy of that and buy a paper copy of Curse of True Love. If I don't enjoy it, this one's going too. You know, that's how I'm gonna do it. So it might be going, it might be staying, depending on how much I enjoy Ballad of Never After, because I just think I didn't massively enjoy this enough to go out and buy the second one. I think I only bought the third one. I bought the hardback before I'd even read this one, which is so silly. I think it was on offer at Waterstones. It was on the big like end of year sale, so I think I picked it up, which is daft really, because I've never owned the second one, I don't think, or maybe I think I owned a special edition of the second one and I sold it when I did a big clear out. But yeah, I currently don't own the second one, but we'll see what this one's like. See what Ballad of Never After is like when I read that, and then that'll depend if I keep that series or not. So yeah, that is the end of my haul. Quite a few books I'm getting rid of. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. 33 books plus Once Upon a Broken Heart, so 34 books potentially getting rid of, which I think is a good amount of books to clear out. Someone else may as well read them, might really enjoy them. It makes sense, you know, and make some more room so I can just focus on the books that I really want to read. So yeah, that is the end of my own haul. I hope you did enjoy. If you did and you would like to subscribe, I would really appreciate that. But other than that, I will see you in a bit.